Hey, I'm Will Wheaton, and I have just received a dump truck full of gold bullion to tell you to watch the Scene Snobs.
Now that I'm on Noom, there are so many leftovers. Try Noom today. Check out our affiliate link.
Welcome everybody back to another Scene Snob Reviews. I checked out the new movie Black Adam, and one of my favorite things is when I get comments like this. Jason, what's up, buddy? I'm nervous to hear about this. Don't be nervous. I'm not that hard on movies, I don't think. But yeah, I know I could be a little picky with certain things, but I think that's an okay thing. There's nothing wrong with that, right? So, yeah, I got to check out Black Adam. So Black Adam, of course, tells the tale of a ancient Kandarian. I believe it is what they're called. It was an ancient city that was like a society that was way before Egypt, Rome, all the major societies, and he was a slave who got the powers of Shazam, of God, the Shazam powers, I guess I should say. And, he went out and he stopped the evil king, the corrupt king that was kind of causing a lot of havoc, keeping slaves, things like that. And, it's a pretty cool little tale that they have put together. And now Kandar, I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. But that city is still alive today, still under siege by something called Intergang, who is kind of depleting their their resource of what they call eternium, which is basically vibranium. I think there's a lot of parallels here to a lot of things, but that doesn't necessarily mean it didn't like it. Going into it, I know enough about Black Adam from the comics, from like his appearances showing up, being mostly the villain. I know, through New 52 and a few other of the reboots, he's not so much the villain anymore as much as he is an anti-hero. He's very much in a similar vein of like Submariner, Namor, and kind of how they did that, in which he was always sort of that sort of answer to him anyway. And watching this, I knew that Dwayne Johnson didn't take this role to be the bad guy, but I also really liked the performance I got out of Dwayne Johnson in this. So getting into it and kind of seeing him play this, he is pretty ruthless. He does have like a sense of justice to him, but he does. He wakes up. Was it 5,000 years later? And he's kind of pissed off. So, still has the chip on his shoulder and everything. And he's woken up by Adriana Tumaz, who, if you know, I remember from the old TV show, I didn't really read comics with her. I've seen her show up before, but she is Isis, the Egyptian god, who gave powers to Adriana Tobaz, and she becomes that, and later on marries Black Adam. If you guys didn't know, that's not in the movie, that's comic lore, but and kind of getting into it and watching this movie, there's a lot of little Easter eggs that sort of pop up. It's got a pretty cool cast. I liked, most of the people that were in it. Amon Tomaz, which is her son, played by Bodhi Sabangai, was the kid in the movie. I don't know if he translates to another character. I don't really remember. But he played a pretty good job. He was sort of Black Adam's guide into this new world and into sort of doing things as a hero. But Black Adam's so powerful. And I think this is the thing that I really liked about it. Black Adam is like immensely powerful. Superman level. And so is Captain Marvel. Played by Zachary Levi, who I think they just call Shazam now. But they didn't really show that in those movies. And Black Adam is sort of the arch enemy of Captain Marvel. So that This sort of was taken out of that, but it was finally good to see the full freight of the powers, those Shazam powers and what they bring, and see them used sort of in a ruthless way to kind of take out like the bad guys, this Intergang. And when Justice Society rolls up, it was kind of cool. I'll tell you, out of everybody on the screen, I'm the biggest fan of Dr. Fate from the comics. I love Dr. Fate. Smallville years ago did like a live action version of Dr. Fate, which was very cool to kind of touch down on. I loved it, but there was never been that, like, he would be such a great character. And this has proved it. Like, he would be such a great character to have his own movie, because I mean, seeing what they did with Doctor Strange, which is kind of like the Dr. Fate answer over in DC, Marvel versus DC, and Dr. Fate would have such a great movie if they did it in a similar vein. And I kind of hope that they push through with it. I don't know that I need a Justice Society movie as much as I need a Dr. Fate movie. So it was very cool to see. Aldis Snow is great as Hawkman. I love Hawkman in the comics. So to see him show up, the costume was awesome. He plays a very angry version, but a very angry character. And I don't know if they were going with stoic or this, that, and the other thing, but he just sort of plays that way about him. And he's butting heads with Black Adam all the time. It kind of gets old a little bit after a point. Like, he's just like, no killing, and he just keeps giving the same direction over and over again. And Black Adam just does his thing. After a while, it's kind of like, all right, listen, calm down. Jason, you bring up a good point here. I don't think you're picky at all. It just makes me nervous when DC makes movies. And me too. And I am very picky when it comes to DC because they've done a lot wrong, in my opinion. I went into this movie just like, I'm going to go see the Black Adam movie. I don't care how it connects to everything. I don't care what's what, this, that, or the other thing. I just want to see how the movie is. And I walked out. Is it the greatest movie? Absolutely not. Is it going to blow you away? No, but I think it was a fun movie. It was a fun superhero movie with a lot of action, not a ton of story. The third act drags a little bit. I've heard a few people really complain about the third act. I didn't think so. I kind of dug how they did it. And I don't want to give any spoilers or give anything away. It's opening weekend. I want everybody to go check it out if they want to. But it was pretty good how they did it, I thought. And I liked that aspect of it. So, there's a point where Black Adam realizes he has to kind of surrender himself over with everything that's going on and realizing the true story. And he does that, but then it's realized very quickly that he's needed to be back. Like, he is a powerful hero that they will need. And I thought that was kind of cool how they played that whole aspect of it up. So it kind of draws out the third act and kind of how they do it. But I really liked it. I liked the movie. I thought they did a great job with it. The Rock as a more villainous character than we're used to seeing him play was a lot of fun, but by no means would I classify Black Adam in this movie as a villain. He likes to kill. Well, he doesn't like to kill, but he's not opposed to it whatsoever. They played up a lot of jokes with, catchphrases, things like that. And I thought they translated pretty well. I thought they were pretty funny because when it finally did hit and he does say a catchphrase, I thought it landed funny. So I thought it did a good job. I like the Justice Society. Very hardcore Marvel parallels. Hawkman is very reminiscent of Falcon. Of course, Atom Smasher, very reminiscent of Ant-Man. And kind of how they played that up, and it was kind of cool to see who played the original Atom Smasher. And you do get a taste for that. Cyclone was cool. That was I did not know she was going to be in the movie. Quintessa Swindell plays Cyclone in the movie. She can control wind. I thought that was pretty rad. And you kind of get a little bit of backstories of each, and it's fun. So they bring them in. Amanda Waller being there kind of didn't make sense to me. Why would the Justice Society be working with Amanda Waller? You get no real view on that. And then at the end, Amanda Waller steps in when it comes to Black Adam another way and brings in somebody else. And it's like, well, why would you bring what? Like, I don't know. It just made no sense. There was a lot of damage, a lot of city damage. This whole thing took place in like Kandahar, whichever, Black Adam's home. And there was so much damage. It makes sense why Black Adam would be that way. He's not controlled. But after the events of like Superman, things like that, because I'm assuming everything connects, Amanda Waller alone would be, a connection. There's also a very familiar face from Peacemaker, which also makes a little cameo. So that's cool to see. But yeah, it kind of threw me off the whole thing. But I did like the movie. I dug it. I thought it was pretty good. And my rating for it is 3.5 microphones. So 3.5 mics for that. It's not middle of the road. It's one that would be cool to go see in theaters if you want to go see an IMAX or something, because it's very action heavy. There's a lot of cool fight scenes in it. There's and if you could take out all the parallels to like Black Panther and other Marvel movies and heroes and stuff like that, and just kind of go in and just do it, that's cool. Now, I will say this: I'm not going to ruin anything. There's a stinger at the end after the credits. So stick around, make sure you watch it. So you can check that out and kind of see what's what, but somebody shows up and I don't know how I feel about it now. I was kind of happy about it when I first saw it, but then I started thinking about how it connects to everything and like with all the other movies coming out and stuff like that. So, I'm anxious to see kind of like where it goes. Not that I'm not unhappy about it, but like, it made me question a lot and what's happening, but I'm excited to check it out, see what's what. It's a good direction. After everything we've been getting from DC, I thought this was a good direction. I don't know that I ever want to see the Flash movie with everything that happened there, but Black Adam was worth it. I kind of dug it. I'm glad they put the Justice Society in there rather than try and like pull the Justice League together. And it makes sense that they would send a team after him. Because think about it, like, nobody really trusts Billy Batson, because he's a kid. They kind of get that feeling. So you can't send him after him because Black Adam is like one of the most powerful. So you send this team who has been established for a while and people know who they are and they're powerful to go after him. And that shows the force of Black Adam. Excuse me. And I thought that was really cool. But let's get to the comments, see what everybody's saying. George C3 says The Rock was a great villain in WWE. Yeah, no, I mean he can play a villain. I'm not taking anything away from him. He just doesn't play villains often. And I think he did do a really good job. So if there's no other comments, yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments, or head over to the Discord and Snob Nation Discord and join us there and talk about it there. It's opening weekend, so we try to refrain from the spoilers, but we do have a channel open for it, so make sure we see you over there. All links are down below. If you do guys want to check out Noom, which was our commercial beforehand, that's down below, our affiliate link and other stuff as well. Guys, thank you so much. Normally the Scene Snobs podcast is new on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, live at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then available on all podcast platforms after. Except this Tuesday, October 25th, we are taking the night off, and we are going, because I'm going to be hosting the Bloody Summer Camp live commentary with the cast and creator. It's Tuesday at 8 p.m. It starts with me interviewing one of the stars and a horror icon, Felissa Rose. I will be sitting down talking with her from about 8 to 8:30, and then we'll all press play on the watch party, watch Bloody Summer Camp, and you can join the cast, crew, and creator and as they discuss the movie. It's going to be a lot of fun, so hopefully you guys can join in and check it out. Go from there, and guys, if you guys aren't interested, make sure to check us out. It's Snobtober. We have content every day. There's tons of stuff going on. And we want to thank our patrons. Our patrons help us keep the lights on, help us, pay for all the stuff that we're doing here and things like that. It really does go a long way, and we truly appreciate you. Tim, Paul, Stacy, Matt, Aaron, Chris S., Chris H., Dan, John B. Ron, Jason, AJ, Radar, John W. If you guys are interested, we have 3 tiers available at patreon.com/thescenesnobs. Make sure to join up on the Snobs Nation Discord. All these links are down below. Snobs Nation Discord, we just have a ton of fun stuff going on. We do watch parties and much, much more. So come over and join the conversation. Have a good time. Make sure to hit like, follow, subscribe here and everywhere you watch the Scene Snobs. We're all over the place. But if you could give us a subscribe on our YouTube channel, make sure to like this video. We truly appreciate it. We have great shows like a Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. You can check that out. And we have other shows like Does It Suck, Real Combat, Scene Snobs Reviews like you're watching now, Plot Roast, Geek Fest Live. And of course, every Friday morning from 7 to 10 a.m., we have the Scene Snobs Morning Drive live show. We also have merch available. Go check it out. You want to sell yourself in some of the best gear around, and you got the Scene Snobs on it, some of our fun quotes and other things from the past, and we have new stuff coming out very soon. Make sure to follow Casey and I all over at the Scene Snobs, pretty much everywhere. Or Casey, you can follow at Plotimus21 on Instagram, at Casey the Madman on TikTok, and at Twitter Night on Twitter. Thanks so much for joining us. We had such a great time with you. You guys are amazing. Hopefully you can check us out for our next review, which will be Clerks 3, where you can check out all of our other reviews and future reviews here on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys are amazing, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.